I've actually jumped into
Normandy.
I've jumped into Arnhem.
Incredible.
They're the parachuting elements of the British Army, which are the best.
Yeah.
Because it's a celebration of what we achieved in World War II. And just being able to go over to Normandy and parachute into the DZs.
That's incredible.
That, you know, our comrades jumped into back in the day.
That's what I mean, yeah.
It's unbelievable. And all the locals come out and support you. There's kids there clapping you and cheering you on off the drop zone. It's honestly, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it does look
that is the best part about military parachuting. It's the commemorations, the celebrations.
I've walked around a few. No, it looked amazing, to be honest.
So did you get an invite for that, or did you get requested?
So each unit has to supply so many paratroopers.
But I bet you were like...
And I was like,
well up for it.
Going. Obviously, there's currency as well. You have to remain current and competent.
Yeah.
There's certain... In order to do any foreign jumps, you have to make sure you're obviously in certain categories. So did you have to do a bit of training prior to this then? Yeah, so you always have to stay current and competent. It's all about currency and competency. Yeah. For parachuting.
So you have to do so many jumps a year, like pilot's license, you have to fly so many hours a year. So.
And you have to do so much ground training. So you have to do ground training minimum of 28 days before a parachute descent. So that's how you work it out. But that was the fun parts of going overseas and parachuting. And like I said, I've jumped into Germany with the Americans in -11.
Jesus.
Out of a
I've got some quick fire parachute questions for you. How many parachute jumps do you reckon you've done?
Oh, he knows.
He's just doing a dramatic pause now.
I mean, I've done a lot, but not as much as I'd like to have done.
Yeah.
So probably less than 100 parachute descents in a military parachutist, because it's all about airframes and cost of aviation fuel and all that.
Yeah.
So I've done less than 100, but I've done a few.
Where's your favourite place to parachute over? I mean, you said you've got war zones, but like training jumps or anything like that. What's your favourite parachute jump?
That would probably be Normandy. Normandy is a special place for me. I've been about 11 times.
Wow.
And it was just to remember, you know, our fallen comrades, what they've done for us.
Have you done anywhere else? It's worth mentioning.
I've done Germany, Arnhem, in obviously Holland. Arnhem's another commemoration site.
Yeah.
There's Kenya. Kenya's a good one. Where else have I done? You get to do like what you call a jump fest, which is all different nations across Europe and obviously America come together and you swap parachutes, because every army have got different parachutes.
Okay.
And you just go and grab a parachute from a different nation. So I could go over to Italy, grab an Italian parachute, put it on and jump with the Italians. I jumped into
and just hope it's impact right.
Yeah, and that's it. You're just taking the risk.
Yeah.
I remember jumping into Arnhem with a German parachute and a German dispatcher on a German aircraft. Yeah. And the whole reason we were there was because the Germans. Yeah. But that's how much time's moved on, and that's the difference. That's how good it is. And I've jumped out of things like a Skyvan, which I can only describe as a transit van with wings, and that was solely because it's cheaper than running a massive military aircraft like a C-130.
I think we need to Google that, but I'm probably get to it.
I'll put that picture.
I've got a video of me parachuting out of the back door. So when you jump out the back door of an aircraft, the slipstream's underneath you, so it's like a big slide. Where you jump out the side of an aircraft, you absolutely get ragged all over the place. Wow. But I've done so much in the military; it's unbelievable. I could talk to you like for the next 4 hours.
So interesting, parachute.
I was a heavy weapons instructor, so we have heavy weapons in the military, which are 12.7mm machine guns, grenade machine guns, combat shotguns, and I used to teach how to operate, strip and assemble, and teach guys how to use and operate those weapon systems. I've done all sorts, absolutely all sorts. I've travelled across the world.
And where's your favourite place?
Places. I spent 6 months in Canada.
Really? Is Canada one of your best places?
Canada's one of the best because it has real seasons, not like pretend seasons like the
winter.
Yeah, when it's hot, it's hot. When it's cold, it's snowy cold. But one of my favourite training environments has got to be Kenya.
Really?
Kenya, because you see the top 5 of the wildlife, lions.
Yeah. The Big five,
yeah, the big top five: elephants, giraffes.
Yeah, in real life, not in a zoo.
Real life drive. So I remember being on a recce call sign, driving around the wildlife of Kenya, and going to select different sites to go and operate in, and running into herds of elephants with babies at night time, or having hyenas cut across your vehicle. I remember the fast downpour of rain turning into, flash floods, causing risk of obviously people drowning and stuff like that. And Kenya's a really good environment to train in, because it's the most arduous.
It's harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh. Yeah, really harsh. And not just the heat; it's the terrain, it's the wildlife, it's the insects, the snakes, and all the rest that can bite it. It's a really good training environment for the British Army, and that's a great environment. That's a really great place to be. And obviously, you get to see the locals, get to see most of the kids. You get to see tribal families. It's just a really good experience. But I've been everywhere.
It's just experiencing that different cultural aspect, isn't it?
Yeah, and you get to learn a lot of different cultures. And do a lot of community engagement with obviously different places you go to. The British Army are really good at community engagement in the areas they train.
Obviously, say you did this for 24 years and you've been to all these places. If someone was just to come up to you like us now and go, what's the one thing that you remember doing? What comes to mind straight away without thinking about it? If I said to you, what's the one thing you remember about your career in the Army? What is it?
Operational commitment.
So just the actual commitment side of it. It's not a specific moment in time. It's just what
it's
just what you did as a whole.
It's being away from family for a 6-month period in a hostile country with nothing but your comrades side by side.
That's what comes to mind straight away.
I've got brothers and sisters, military brothers and sisters, that I have got friends for life.
Yeah.
And I could not see them for 3 years. And on the 3rd year I see them, it's like I saw them yesterday.
Yeah.
And, those comrades, the camaraderie that you have in the military is like second to none. You don't get that anywhere else. No. And that's why I'm a big fan of being social, big fan of doing, like the park, for example, a family unique environment where you go and train. People are like-minded, back to obviously the training thing is doing things that people like doing with you, and having that group. I've always been part of a group.
Yeah.
From the day I joined the Army to the day I left.
That's it, yeah.
I've always been with people. So being without people is hard.
Yeah.
So I work now either by myself or with my groundsman. Just me and him, that's it.
So every day, I'd say you're at the park every day, aren't you?
Yeah.
You have that group session every day at least.
I need that in my life. Yeah. I need that. And I'm from a big family as well, so we're very close. So it's always been about being surrounded by like-minded people that make you happy, make you positive, and live life. And the military do that really well, because you're always with them.
Yeah.
You're fighting side by side constantly, and that's operationally that is what gets me about the military.
You rely on them and they rely on you.
Yeah. And you're living and breathing with them for 6 months. It could be an absolute shithole. It could be the dark. I've been away on Christmas Day and nothing resembles Christmas in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You're looking at like nomads.
It's not a Christian country, is it? It's not a Christian country.
It's literally just all desert, and it could be like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that resembles. And then you get on a satellite phone and call home and wish them a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And they're all sobbing on the phone. And you're like, oh, why do you have to do that?
You've got kids and stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've got a 13-year-old girl, Lola, and a 9-year-old boy, Isaac.
So how was that for you were you on deployments when your kids were here?
So a lot of my operational commitments were done before they were born.
Right, okay.
But I remember when Lola was 3, I was in Canada for 6 months, and the only way I could speak to her was over the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning because of the time difference. So I had to set my alarm, ring home, call her, and then go to work, and I'd never be able to call her again because I was out in the prairie doing my job. And that was tough, that, because
it was horrible.
Yeah, and so then, but then when you have to, you get R&R, you get like 2 weeks to spend at home. That 2 weeks is absolutely priceless.
Yeah.
Because it's just solid time to spend with family and friends, and then before you know full well you've got to go back out, regardless of where you were. So that could be like Afghan. You can spend 6 months in Afghan, 4 months before your R&R plot, and then you go get a flight home, spend 2 weeks at home, and knowing full well you've got to go back again.
What was your hardest deployment? Like, what was the point in the army and thinking this is really hard, either emotionally or physically, or the environment you're in? What was the worst part?
Probably
24 years.
Afghanistan.
Is it
2006? I've been Afghan twice. I went again in.
That was near the beginning then, weren't it? When you
yes,
started?
that was early on. Yeah, I went again back in 2010. I was actually training the Afghan National Army. There's a picture I've sent you of me training the Afghans, which is obviously a high risk anyway, because they're all vulnerable and they're all quite high risk. But for 2006, that was a hostile operational tour where people were dying left, right, and centre, and it was a tough time. And this is the only time you could communicate with home was writing a letter. It was called a bluey.
Or you couldn't even send an email or a text or anything?
You didn't have any communication. You don't have a phone. You don't have Wi-Fi. You don't have any of that.
Yeah.
This was back in 2006. You had nothing apart from a letter. And it was a foldable letter, you handwritten. You folded it up, put the address on the front, you give it to the logistic team. They will send it back to the UK. And that we might get back. And then you may get a return letter months later.
Months, wow.
From the obviously the letter you wrote home. That then transpired to be what you call an e-bluey. So you could write a letter home if you was in a remote location in Afghanistan, and then you might get a printed version of like an email from back home, yeah. And they would like type it up, send it, and it automatically printed in Afghan. So the postage time was
so weird.
It was transitioned straight away. It was so rapid. But Afghanistan was a tough time. And obviously before what happened, obviously,
of course,
with friends and colleagues, it was hard, and it was a learning curve. I was 21 years old.
Were you there at the time that everything got? I know it's obviously still ongoing, but when everything sort of got stopped over there and you got what you needed to get, were you around that time or not?
So I was a regimental sergeant major, and I had to send guys and girls out to Afghanistan on what we call Operation Pitting.
Right, okay.
And they were out there for a few weeks. But what they encountered over a 2-week, 3-week period was the equivalent of a 6-month tour.
Yeah,
it was pure desperation, where we were going to pull out obviously families from Afghanistan that worked with the British.
Right, okay.
And it was pure desperation. People were trying to leave the country.
Did they get citizenship to help in the British Army?
So all the interpreters that worked with us
got
all
passports.
Families, There was families throwing children over walls and fences as pure desperation, so they could have a better life.
That's nonsense.
And our soldiers, our male and female soldiers, had to encounter all of that, and it's quite traumatic for them. But I was a regimental sergeant major at the time. So I used to manage soldiers and officers, as part of my role and responsibilities. And I loved it. I loved the people. I wanted,
So you got to a stage where you stopped being deployed and you worked on deploying people, or were you always part?
Essentially, you were basically a figurehead, and you were the custodian of the values and standards of the British Army amongst your subordinates, like all the soldiers and the officers. So you had to lead by example.
So you've done it all, though. You've gone from, like, say, being, as you said, going into just the army, and moving up, and you've gone through all the rankings. You've got to the top level, done all the deployments. You've been jumping out the back of planes, and then you've gone from arranging all. And you're basically arranging all that.
So as a young soldier, that's where your sort of active career is. And you go on as many deployments, as many adventure training opportunities, all the good stuff, all in your younger days. And as you move through the ranks, your responsibilities change. It becomes more of a managerial role.
Yeah, of those youngsters.
Still leading by example, still getting active, still doing all that. You still deploy.
Yeah.
But it becomes more of a managerial role. You're then training, teaching, and basically leading by example throughout your career.
So good.
But just touching on fitness back in the army, I noticed that rugby was a big part of your life.
Yeah,
and there was pictures of you playing rugby in the snow and ice.
Yeah.
Again, we'll put them in
Is there Army versus Navy games and stuff like that?
So you had to be really good to play for the Army at Army versus Navy. I was never Army level.
Yeah.
And I put me on to any sport whatsoever. I love sport. Yeah. I love being active.
It's training.
And but I do so many things, but I'm a master of none. I'm terrible. Yes, Greeny, go on, go on, mate. But yeah, I put my hand to anything. You name it, I will do it. I might be terrible. I'm terrible at racket sports. Cricket, I'm
don't play Josh at squash then.
Oh no, I squash. Probably one of my worst sports. I just barge people into the wall. Right? But rugby, I started late, and I used to play a bit of football. And because I was getting a bit big and just barging people out of the way and getting yellow carded or red carded, I was like, I'm going to try rugby. And I found my sport. I genuinely wish I started younger. And I was a forward. I started second row. I used to play front row because no one would play it. And I used to just love throwing myself into people at full throttle.
Brilliant.
Whether that was tackling or ball carrying, I used to absolutely thrive with it. And
like that,
yeah. And I did. I played a lot in my later time, and then just because of my sheer size, again I was 2 stone heavier, and that's where I was still running. So I was still being able to carry myself running, even at 17 stone. And I just love rugby. I think it's such a disciplined sport. And again, you know, just smashing into people and then just shaking their hand at the end.
That's why I don't like it. I'll snap.
But then, obviously, I stopped playing that towards the end of my career.
Yeah.
And I got into CrossFit.
So that's where it started.
Yeah. And CrossFit, I loved CrossFit because I was probably one of the best shapes I ever have been doing CrossFit, because it was all technique. It was all strength and conditioning. But you still had that. You still have to have that engine. And I've always found in the army, throughout my army career, even now, I've always had an engine. I've always been able to maintain like a good endurance engine.
I saw you deadlifting 200k on your social media.
Yeah. So, and this is what I find very difficult: trying to be that hybrid athlete. I want to be strong. I don't want to be skinny. I never have been.
Yeah, but
so I'm never going to be.
You're proving that hybrid athlete is possible. I mean, going back to, like you said, then with your CrossFit and at the park, for those that have never heard of it, there's loads of competitions, and there's one called Athex.
Yeah, so I've done Athex with Steve.
Yeah, so mate, right. So there's obviously competition called Athex, and it's a cross. I'd say it's a cross between High Rocks and it's more CrossFit, but there's an engine side of it as well.
There's endurance phase.
And didn't you get to the final?
Yeah, we got to the final. I mean, Steve's obviously a big lad, so he was massively on the strength side. I was more on the endurance side. But we worked so well that we thought, right, we'll just go as a doubles.
Yeah.
We did it as a double, and we got through to the final in London. So I was like, well, sod it, let's go. This was 2 days after my High Rocks London, a week after my High Rocks Madrid. So I was already at my fatigues point.
Yeah, massive.
So let's just talk about that. That reinforces what you said about wanting to be strong and fit, because you did open solo in Madrid.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, a week after, you did pro solo, your first pro solo in London. Yeah. And there's only 1 minute difference. Between the two.
Because I had a rest. And if anyone's doing a High Rocks out there, make sure you rest.
You had 1 minute difference between an open solo and a pro solo.
Yeah, that's mental though.
So I went in at the first pro solo going, right, there's no difference. I'm treating this as an open solo. There's no difference. And actually, some of my timings were better at a pro category than they were at the solo open category. I was like, how's this work? But
that shows you're more pro. You got the strength, speed.
I've always tried my best to change my running, try and do more running, try and be faster at running. That's why I do track work with RJ now.
Yeah.
And that's changed slightly. It's improved the way I run. It's improved my speed.
But you are quick. So what are you running like your 5Ks in now? What's your PB for 5K?
It's about 19 minutes.
Which, like anything under, I mean, we've said this before to other people on the pod, but to get 20 minutes for a 5K,
if you're getting sub 20, you're doing really well.
20 minutes is
really hard. That's me absolutely giving it all.
Yeah. I've done it, you've done it, you're doing it, and for anyone that hasn't or is trying to do it, it is a really, really hard task. So people can't beat themselves up when they're anything around that time.
I remember when you attempted the 5K, sub 25K around here, and RJ made you run a 5K before you ran the 5K. It was bonkers, weren't it? Because one minute we were going at steady pace, and you were like overtaking us, slowing down, slowing down.
Wait.
Just as a warm up, I'm like,
and where we are today, Stanley Park, it's not flat.
No, it's
not.
not.
Up, down.
Yeah. So I'm going to try my PB at the 5K. It's probably going to be the Fleetwood Park run, which I haven't done yet, but it's flat.
What's your? Have you done 10K PB yet?
Have you gone
for that sub 40 or not?
I've done that in a 39 minutes before.
Really?
Yeah, but that was a while ago.
So one thing I've not tried yet, and I think
I run sub 45. It's probably about around the 42 at the minute. But again, I've not done one for a while, so that's TBC.
interesting. Yeah.
Because I am quicker, so and that's solely because of the track.
We are getting close to the end of the pod now. We talked about your life in the army. And obviously, when you come out of the army, you mentioned already about swinging off trees.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing now you've left.
Paul loves trees, don't you, Paul?
I absolutely love trees. It's all about the trees. And, I've got some favourites, but they're for a different day. But yeah, the bigger the tree, the better for me. I'm a tree surgeon by trade now. I left the military and transitioned from military life to civilian life, and I got qualified as a tree surgeon as part of my resettlement.
What's your business? Plug it. We'll put it in there as well.
It's currently Garden Hero Tree Services.
There you go.
It's the reason it's called Garden Hero Tree Services. It started as a garden business when I was in the military.
Right.
And I used to class it as therapeutic earnings.
Okay.
That transpired into obviously getting qualified as a tree surgeon. It's fundamentally now just trees, shrubs, and hedges.
Right.
But I run my own business. I have a groundsman who works for me, and it's great. I love it.
And you're all over, aren't you? You're not just
all over the obviously Blackpool filed wire.
Yeah.
I cover the whole area. I go anywhere for a job. I've been further afield. I've been down south. I've been Chorley. I've been anywhere in the northwest.
And what made you want to become from a parachutist to a gardener? What was that transition for you?
I'm not scared of heights, and obviously I climb trees. When I say climb trees, that's roped in climbing, cutting, pruning, removal. Very high, a lot of risk with a chainsaw up in a tree. But again, it's just I chase risk sometimes.
Yeah.
And my job says it all. I do that for a living now. I just have to have that. I just have that adrenaline pump. Getting up a tree at 50 foot, and when the wind's blowing with a chainsaw, that's the risk I need. The bigger the better. Like I said, the bigger the better for me. But I love it. I love being outside. It's all for me. It's being outside, and that's why I said Berlin was the best Pyrex venue, because it's outside, and I just love being outside.
By the way, this guy knows tree knowledge. I asked him about my tree outside. I don't even know what it's called. I showed him a picture, and he came at me about a million questions about why. Again,
I'm still learning. So I've only been doing this 2.5 years now. I love it, but every day's a school day. And regardless of what you do, every day's a school day.
Yeah.
If you're not going out there trying to improve yourself, try to learn more, then I don't know what you're doing. But I'm still learning the job, still learning the ropes. Excuse the pun, but I love it. I just treat every day as as if it's my last. Going back to that, obviously I lost my father at 64 years old through prostate cancer, so I will watch out. I will be doing something for prostate cancer.
We'll keep everyone updated.
Yeah, it's let us know and we'll get involved.
Yeah, we'll get involved as well.
And it completely changed me as a person, losing my dad, and it made me just think about life a little bit, and hence the reason that's why I got out of the army at 40, because I thought I've got another life out of it.
Enjoy what you've got outside of it as well.
And you just got to live your life. Live it like it's your last.
Yeah.
And you've got to make the most of it. But it's just about trying to be positive every day, and waking up and doing something different. Every day's different for me.
While we're on the sort of inspirational sort of thought process, if you could give one person a bit of advice that was thinking of getting into running or be fitness as well,
or the army, maybe 2 bits of advice, one for fitness, one for army,
what would you tell them if they were thinking about it, they weren't sure whether they wanted to get into it or not?
Do you know the reason I love running? It costs nothing.
Yeah.
You can do it any time of the day, in any condition, anywhere,
any ability as well, any
ability.
Yeah, you're not restricted.
So that's the good thing about running. Those 5 factors: anywhere, anytime, any place. It doesn't cost you a single thing.
Yeah.
Just go out and do it. Whether you have never run in your life, or you're improving your 10K, or you want to do a marathon, just go out and do it. Don't regret not doing it.
Exactly. That's the thing, isn't it?
That's the thing, is don't have regrets in life, because you're not going to change that. Because it'll come to a point in life where you're like, I wish I did this. Don't wish for things, don't do them. And that's my point to people, is for running, just go out and do it. If you're looking at doing a couch to 5K because you've never ran before, go and do it. If you stop, you stop.
That's it.
The whole point is you get out and do it.
And you will get better.
Yeah, of course you will. I've seen so many people, even just in the group that we have at the park and the track group, have improved so much. I've seen them. You know, I'm improving myself, but I've been running pretty much since I was 16.
Yeah.
But for people that have just started running, just go and do it, because guess what? You're going to get better by doing it.
Yeah. And it's being consistent as well,
yeah.
Isn't it? Doing it day and day.
Yeah. I can't live life literally without fitness. It's been instilled in me from day one of joining the military. It's been my spine of my whole life and my career, whether that's the military or, you know, my tree surgery now. I have to be fit, and mentally, for me, it's my absolute medicine. If I want to chill out as a person, as a bloke, I will go and do some exercise, whether that's weightlifting, running, the high rocks, whatever it is. Yeah. I've got to have them goals. If I don't have them goals, I sort of slow down. That's when
you need something to be looking.
I've got to have that
too in the future.
Yeah, that is my fix. Don't get me wrong. I love a drink. I love eating. I eat like a monster. But fundamentally for me is fitness is my life, and I could not do without it. I couldn't go a week without doing exercise.
And
I love it.
As Andy said, we are coming up towards the end of the pod shortly. With that being said, what have you got coming up? Have you got any events booked in? Are you looking to book any events that are coming up? What have you got going forward?
I've done a lot actually over the last few months. It went from High Rocks Madrid to the week after High Rocks London to the AFEX final in December. I then did 2 in Manchester. I did a pro solo, and I did a relay the day after. And then I've just done Poland, mixed doubles in Poland.
Because you were there as well.
Yeah, we met you.
Yeah. Well, obviously we did that Andy, and I wasn't feeling too good, but we still got a great time. So that hasn't ended there. So we want to get better.
Yeah.
We want to get our sub 1 hour as a mixed double.
With Emma?
With Emma, yeah. We're probably looking at potentially somewhere like another overseas one, I think.
Yeah, next season's been announced.
Yeah.
End of the year.
Then I still want to chase my pro solo and get a better time doing that. So that's probably TBC towards the end of the year. I've actually not booked anything currently because I'm just having a break.
Yeah.
I do want to get my strength and conditioning back, because I do want to link into the AFEX scene still, whether that's with steel or not. And I want to do a marathon. Nice. I've never done a marathon. So as much as I love running, I've run my whole life. Well. I've never done a marathon because I find long distance running boring.
Yeah, I'm the same.
My average run is a 10K, and I love a 10K because it's all about running as fast as I can.
Get it done. Yeah.
And I've always been that person who just runs as fast as he physically can. It's the wrong way to run. And sometimes it's what I want. Crazy lads! But yeah, for me, it's trying to achieve a better PB in the half marathon and to do my first ever marathon.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sam, well, I think that's it for the pod. I think Andy's got a few quick fire questions. I just want to say thanks for coming on.
Hey, cheers, buddy.
Yeah, cheers,
Paul. Pleasure. 2 of the nicest guys. These two. That's why I said yeah.
Nice.
So these are just quick fire questions, just 1 or 2 word answers. What's your favourite type of run? Like short distance, long distance?
It's 10K. 10K is the average. It's not too long. It's not too short. It's quite a good tester. 10K would be for me.
What's your favourite running song?
I don't run with music. No. I do not run. I've never ran with any music.
But you run with people a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Right.
But I also run alone.
Music.
I do a lot of, if I'm going on a longer run or even a 10K, I would run on my own.
No music.
No music, no water.
Interesting.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I run with my thoughts. So for me, it's all about my thoughts.
And it's all right for you in your head because there's loads going on.
Yeah, it's a time for me to sort of de-scale, I think. That's why I don't listen to music. But it'd be probably a rocky tune or something like that.
Yeah. Winter or summer?
I'm a sweaty man and I overheat very quickly. So for me, it'd be winter running, but not in the wind. You do not want to go running in the wind.
No,
And that's why we changed event.
Yeah, we were.
And back to that, we should have ran on the prom.
Yeah, so you made
today.
that comment. Sorry.
And the reason I like running on a prom is because I spent 24 years in the military away from the prom. So every time I came home on leave periods, my favourite run would be along the prom. That's why I chose the prom today, obviously due to the weather and the wind.
Yeah, apologies if there's any wind in this.
A few more, just morning or night running.
I've always been a morning trainer. I still am, because I like to get it done. It gets me out of bed, gets me up, active and good to go. Because my job's physically demanding, I would prefer a morning. Yeah. But I'd run any time of the day. Any time of the day. Whenever I feel right, I'll just go out. Yeah. Sometimes it's like a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. I've ran after a Sunday roast before. Not the best advice, but yeah, anytime.
You've answered this one in terms of running goals for 2026. You mentioned you want to do a marathon. But linked to that, the final question: what would your ultimate marathon destination be?
A Marathon des Sables.
You have to explain. You have to explain that one.
I've never heard of the Marathon des Sables. No. Oh my god, it's a desert marathon.
Oh my, that sounds horrendous.
It's unbelievable.
On sand or
all desert. Yeah, Marathon des Sables. It's in the desert.
You know that?
You've got to Google it. The Marathon des Sables.
Des Sables. We'll have to have a look.
It's absolutely that is a man test or woman test. If you want a challenge, the Marathon des Sables, but I think there's something ridiculous like a 5-year waiting list to go on. So it's the ultimate marathon. If you're a marathon runner, the Marathon des Sables is absolutely the challenge for you in life.
So you could have picked a big major like London or Berlin or Chicago, but no one wants to kill himself.
You need the water.
Yeah, you'll need it then.
Yeah, if you've got a storage system like a camel, you're all right. Right. Marathon des Sables.
Perfect.
I think that's it, mate.
Thank you very much.
Amazing job.
Thanks very much for having me.